Welcome to Pod Crawlers. I'm Kelly.
I'm Eric.
And we have a spectacular show for you today. Hopefully.
This is a show that hopefully the next generation will come across and think it's so fabulous that they'll remake this episode.
Remake?
Now that you mentioned it, great segue, Kel. The April Fool's Day remake, the One Missed Car remake, in a movie that I hope
will
never be remade, Retribution.
Okay. Oh. We'll start off with April Fool's Day. Did we ever do April Fool's Day for Pod Crawlers? The original?
No, we did not.
Well, I personally want to say that I loved the original April Fool's Day movie.
Great movie.
Not to spoil anything, but let's see. April Fool's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big hoax. Whatever. Anyway. The original kind of surrounds a girl who brings all of her so-called friends, I guess.
The original, were they all just like college buddies?
They were all connected, but I don't remember exactly.
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll talk about it more in depth later, but...
Anyway, she kind of sets them all up. And we find out at the end that it's a big hoax.
I mean,
because it's April Fool's Day.
And by setup, basically, one by one, they're picked off, they're killed.
Yes. And this remake, I guess, kind of has a similar feel to it.
Well, if you take the idea.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But it's horrible.
To say this movie is horrible would be
an
a
understatement.
Huge understatement.
This is like April Fool's Day meets The Hills.
And it is. You are right. The gist of it is, there's a... What kind of party was it? Like a...
It was basically a debutante party. It was a coming out party for one of the...
bimbos.
Yes. One of the I guess she turned 16 maybe, or 18, I don't know. I think 16. And it was her coming out party into society. Now granted, I don't live on the Upper East Side, but do they really do that kind of thing still? I guess
people
maybe they
with
do,
money
but...
are probably... stupid, so yeah.
Well, this group of misfits. I can't call them friends.
Rich misfits.
But misfits. Let's just say there were some jealousies, as usual, with groups like that, and a girl ends up dying.
Yes. Flash forward a year.
Yes, exactly 1 year, because this took place on April Fool's Day.
Yes.
Wow. What an excellent setup. Well, they start getting invitations
to the girl's
grave 1 year later. Supposedly from the girl.
Right.
Saying that, like, I know what happened, I know who killed me.
I know what you did last April Fool's Day.
Exactly. And so they all come back together, because I think they've drifted apart because of the murder or accidental death of this girl. And then, we're still having problems. It's like a bunch of just bullshit, really. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
It's just a bunch of bullshit, really. They start getting picked off one by one, and the audience is left wondering, why the hell did I bother watching this movie?
Yes.
I mean, we watched it because it's a remake of a movie we love. And we figured,
it can't be that bad. But it was.
It was. It was shot on... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. No, go ahead, because I was about to spoil the ending.
Okay. It was shot on video, digital video or whatever, so it doesn't even look like a real movie. Which, some movies it works for, it's okay. But this movie, there's nothing else going for it.
Yeah, it's too crisp. It's like... No.
The acting sucks. The one person, I guess the only name actor they have is... What's her name? Taylor Scout Compton.
Yes.
Who was Laurie Strode in the wonderful... Podcrawler
Zombie remake.
Award winner
Halloween.
For Best Movie. And she's not... There's no one who is the best actor in the movie. They all suck.
Yeah.
The plot and script, it's there. It's a short movie, but it could have been maybe 45 minutes long. It was horrible. Do you want to talk about?
Spoiler alert, in case you, for some reason after this podcast, you actually want to see this movie, which I don't know why you would. But basically, the sister, because it's a brother and sister, they're, I think, twins, supposed to be.
They're supposed to be twins, but no.
Anyway, she kind of set her brother up the year before, and she actually set up this girl that died, and needless to say, she's just a big bitch, okay? Well, it turns out that they're all setting her up the year later.
Yeah.
So she will admit that she was responsible, basically. Although it's not like she pushed her.
No.
Because she fell out of a...
Well, didn't they drug her drink?
She drugged the drink, right. Yeah.
So she was responsible. And she wasn't coming clean. And everyone wanted her to. So they set her up.
Can you tell listeners how horrible this movie is?
Well, it's not even over yet. At this point where we get the reveal, it's not over yet.
Oh, that's right.
Because the dead girl's friend, Scout Taylor Compton's character, has a gun.
Yeah.
And what does she do? She blows the brains out of the responsible party.
Even though she thought it was a
She thought it was a fake gun.
With...
Because the brother of the responsible party gave it to her. Because there's a subplot where the guilty bitch is controlling his money, his trust fund. Mm-hmm. So in the end, we find that basically he set it up so that his sister would die so he could control all of the money. Right?
Yeah, basically. But since you brought up the trust fund... Mm-hmm. The whole reason the sister set him up in the first place was because he was supposed to control her trust fund.
Right.
So this whole thing ends up with just rich bitch little... I don't even know.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Horrible movie. Don't recommend it. If you ever are in the video store and like, hey, this looks kind of cool.
No.
Fucking jump in traffic and kill yourself.
No, actually, if you think that it looks cool, go get the original, which should also be in the video store.
In this day and age, I doubt it.
Oh,
it is on
ours.
DVD. Oh, was it the original?
Yeah.
Really? That's probably only because the remake came out.
No, because we saw it, remember? In the old horror section.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. I pointed it out to you.
I don't remember anything. Except these crappy movies.
Anyway, moving right along.
Moving right along to a remake that...
We didn't Oh, go ahead.
that I thought would follow April Fool's Day lead. April Fool's Day's lead.
Yes.
That being awful remake to a movie.
Well, what I was going to say is that we really did not like the original Asian horror movie One Missed Call.
Can we get into that just for a little bit?
Sure.
For those that don't know the idea, basically, ghost in the phone, the grudge with the phone, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole convoluted, outlandish reason why. In the original, and even in the remake, a little bit. The original, however, directed by a good friend of ours, Takashi Miike, next to Quentin Tarantino, probably one of the most overrated directors ever. Horrible. It's a horrible movie. The original, I think, was 2 hours or a little over 2 hours. And everything about the movie was bad and stupid. From the characters to the plot to everything. Just horrible, and nothing was really explained in that first movie.
Mm-hmm.
The remake, I guess for the most part things are explained, but the explanations are kind of dumb. A little bit. Outlandish.
I don't know. I mean, I think it kind of followed the storyline, but it just seemed to work a lot better in the remake than it did the original.
Yeah, I agree. The remake, much shorter. Maybe
Yeah.
90 minutes tops.
And there was actual, I don't know, like, interest.
It was more engaging.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what I'm trying to say.
There's something about the remake that wasn't in the original. Don't know
Like
what
a
it is.
charm or something to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a charm. Like, alright, I'll stop.
One Missed Call, yeah. Can't really say much about the movie without giving everything away. Because it's not a horrible movie. I wouldn't recommend it. But, you know.
I would recommend it over the original.
Definitely. I agree.
Which is, you know, very rare. Especially
Lately with Pulse.
Yeah.
Horrible remake. What else has there been? The Ring was good.
I enjoyed The Ring. I
The
hated
Grudge.
The Ring too. I mean, not that that was a remake
Right.
per se, but
Well, it was a sequel to the American remake.
I didn't like The Grudge personally. I did not like Dark Water,
Dark Water. Boring.
but this is actually something that
I think
is not that horrible.
this might be the first American remake of an Asian horror movie that we've liked. Not that we're recommending it at all, but we're finding it not
The
horrible.
Ring.
Other than The Ring.
Well, it's not the first one then, is it?
In the original One Missed Call, there is a scene which I thought was completely out of place. That is the exorcism on live television scene. And not that I recommend the original, but if I were to, it would be just to watch for that because it was just so out of place and retarded. So I was thinking in the remake, well, it's only 90 minutes. How are they going to fit that in if they are? So the movie's going along, and I'm like, there's no way they're going to have the exorcism on television scene. Oh, was I wrong? And actually, it was probably one of the most effective moments in the movie. Because they did it well, I guess, for the movie it was in.
It fit a lot better with this one than the original had theirs fit in.
Yeah.
I mean, this one just... And maybe because we're all Americans and we're used to stupid reality television and all this
Right.
stuff. But that's basically what happens.
It's like a ghost show.
And granted, it's still ridiculous.
Oh, the whole movie's ridiculous.
but it's more entertaining. It fits well. It doesn't seem like it's just this big eyesore in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, why the hell would they do something stupid like this?
Right. There's more context. Would you like to talk about the great leads in the movie?
I was about to say, if you've listened to Podcrawlers before, you know I'm not a fan of Shannon Sossaman for my own personal reasons. She's in this. She's the lead character. I'm not saying I like her, but she wasn't bad.
I don't think they could have gotten anybody worse.
No. I'm not quite sure that they could have gotten anybody better.
Perfect casting, I guess.
Ed Burns.
Wasted, I think. I mean, he might have been wasted in the movie. But, I mean, when I think Ed Burns, I don't think crappy D-list horror movie.
But I think they had charisma together. I think they worked well together.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was kind of... I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. We don't know what we're talking about. One Missed Call remake.
I would recommend it more than the original. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I agree. Moving on to a movie that I think, Kelly, you and I can both agree that this was a major disappointment.
Yes.
This next movie, Retribution, comes to us from the guy who directed the original Pulse.
Which we both loved.
Awesome movie. Horror movie, awesome. Just as a regular movie, awesome. This was a major malfunction.
So much so that when we were going over the movies that we were going to talk about in Podcrawlers,
this episode,
I had to ask Eric what it was about because I had completely forgotten about the entire movie. And we didn't watch it that long ago.
A week ago, maybe?
Yeah, week and a half ago, tops.
It's a Japanese horror in quotes movie about, how should I say, a cop who's haunted by these murders, amongst other things, and that's about it. There's not much in the way of plot, other than the whole investigation of the murders.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do like is the guy himself. He's from Doppelganger, another Asian horror movie.
He's in tons of movies. Of course, we don't know his name. We don't want to butcher the Japanese language. Right,
exactly. But I like him. I'm not saying he failed at all.
No, he's a great actor.
But the movie itself, I thought was completely pointless.
Spoiler alert, I'm just going to touch on the big twist. The twist is very predictable.
And stupid.
As soon as we see that main character with his love interest, I was thinking, she's already dead. And sure enough, she is. The movie is completely predictable, and when there are surprises, they're stupid. They make no sense. For instance, the woman who's haunting him, well, other than his love interest, is a woman who resided in an asylum that the main character's ferry boat, because he would ride the ferry to work, passed every day. Of course, the asylum is closed now, and I guess she lived there till she died, I guess. I don't know.
They say in the movie that when they closed the asylum, some people refuse to leave. And I get the feeling that she was one of those people that refused to leave.
But she held it against everyone.
But yeah, she blamed
the people
in the ferry.
Which the victims of these murders were people who were on that ferry.
She blamed those people for not coming to get her.
But she wanted...
It totally didn't make any sense. And maybe this is just something wrong in the translation. But I thought it was utterly ridiculous.
Yes.
I've been saying that a lot.
Because we've been seeing some utterly ridiculous movies lately.
That's true. Nothing seemed to explain... I mean, I think I got it, but I didn't get it. Oh, like...
Well, at the end of the movie with the woman in the asylum, she is still doing her thing, and she keeps repeating over and over, I'm dead and I want everyone to die, or something along those lines. And that takes us out of the movie. So are we to assume that she's going to kill everyone on the planet?
I guess.
Because at the end of the movie, it looks like the town or city or wherever they live in is kind of deserted. Like, is her grudge, so to speak, that all enveloping? Dumb movie. It's not even worth it to try to think about what the hell happened, because it's pointless. There's nothing that touched me, so to speak. You know, there was no emotional bond I felt with anybody in the movie or the movie itself.
But also, I mean, while this whole thing is going on, the main character, the guy, is trying to solve what they think is a serial murder.
But it's this woman, this ghost woman, who's doing it.
Yeah, she's basically possessing people
to kill the people who are on the ferry.
So it's connected, but it's kind of not, because you're thinking all these people are killing. It's just it's very disconnected from itself.
Well, I think what happened is that the director was like, "Hey, you know what? I've already made my ghost movie
Opus.
Or whatever, right? So how can I make that?" Or make the same movie, but add more twists and stuff, you know? And he didn't know what he was doing.
And you forgot to mention
that
this is one of the 8 films to die for.
Was it really?
I thought it was.
No.
I thought you told me it was.
It was not one of the 8 films to die for. Originally, for those that remember, it was part of the J-Horror series, where the top Asian horror directors each would direct a movie. And there's like 7 or 8 movies in that series. The first couple being Infection, Premonition, and
all
Reincarnation. Right. But I guess that series is no longer going on, so I guess this was kind of the last one.
Oh.
This was not a movie to die for.
Because I thought you had told me it was.
Oh, we're saving those. We're saving those.
Yay.
So Retribution, obviously, not a recommendation. A disappointment from a guy who... He directed Pulse.
Yeah,
a 4-star movie
sad.
To go to a 0-star movie, you know. But hey, the guy who directed Ju-on directed Maribito. So I guess everyone's got to have their sucky opus.
Wow. I wasn't a fan of either, actually.
It's just too scary for you.
More Ju-on than Maribito, though. I hated Maribito.
Podcrawlers@gmail.com is our email address.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't have much to say.
All right.
We're going to go out of town for a couple days.
Sometime. You know what we should think about doing?
What should we think about doing?
And this has nothing to do with us going out of town. We should do an audio commentary of a movie
Wow.
However, there is a downfall to that, and that's not everyone will have the same movie, and in order to enjoy the commentary, they probably have to track down the movie. So we have to think of a movie that can be easily accessed somehow for cheap. So maybe a Sci-Fi Channel movie or something.
Oh God.
We just pick one at
Like
random.
but we should tell them ahead of time so they can set their TiVos or their.
Oh right, no, I know. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We just have to figure out which one would be the best or worst. Anyway, it's just an idea. I mean, I think we've been talking about that for quite some time doing a commentary.
If anybody has any ideas of any upcoming either sci-fi or maybe TV movies that several listeners could tune into at once so they know what we're talking about, then
you mean
us.
Someone's going to know what we're talking about?
I don't know. We're going to do it MST3K style, I guess.
Yes. Without the robots.
I could be a robot. I could do the robot. I am a child of the 80s.
80s IQ, 80s. I'm Eric.
Mean.
I'm sorry.
That was very, very mean.
I thought that was kind of funny at the time.
No, it was not.
You're the smartest person I know. You have to be if you're still with me.
No comment. I'm Kelly, and this has been Pod Crawlers.